Okay, everybody, settle down, settle down. We are here for our first meeting to discuss this new Air Force project. I know there's been lots of questions since our debrief, and I want to get through as many as we can today. Please stick your questions in the comments. We'll try and get through them. So, first of all, can we please get out of the way? No, this isn't a joke. No, it's not a practical joke from the London office over here. This is real. I don't want to see any more comments about whether this is a joke or not. It's the biggest account that we've ever had, the most difficult account we've ever had. We do really need to try to come up with a solution to some of these very, very difficult and world-changing questions that we've been asked to put a positive spin on. When the US government reveal this to the public, it's going to change everything. The world is going to change overnight. And we have been asked to participate in a massive part of that. You guys should be excited, ecstatic to be involved in something that will seriously and honestly change the entire planet forever. So come on, guys, let's get our thinking caps on. Let's start that big thinking and let's start trying to come up with a solution to some of these problems that I know you've already raised. This really is the biggest challenge. There is a lot of science involved in this. There's a lot of stuff that's really going to go over people's heads. So how is the best way to get the science across in a way that people are going to understand, but also more importantly, is not going to scare them to death? We need to try to figure out what are the priorities that people are actually going to focus on. So for me, the first priority that people are really going to focus on and that will panic people is the safety. Are my family safe? Are my children safe? Am I safe? Is the world safe because of the Stargate project? And let's be honest, we're hitting a little bit of a snag on that one. We really do need to avoid phrases like end of the world, invasion, enslavement, massive risk that nearly ended the world repeatedly. I mean, all right, we've read the reports and a lot of this stuff is going to get out. But at the end of the day, it seemed like on a weekly basis, on almost every planet these people ever visited, there seemed to be a massive problem that nearly either killed them or killed us or killed everybody. So that is a problem. So how do we turn that problem into a solution? This is the question that I'm asking you guys to really get stuck into. We need to know how to phrase this in a way that's going to excite people instead of terrify them to their very cores. The next big bit that I think people are really going to focus on is that aliens exist. Now, again, we've hit a little bit of a snag here because it does seem that none of these aliens are cute and cuddly. None of them. I mean, the main Goa'uld alien that we're going to be talking about a lot, and again, we really need to steer away from the fact that we don't know where most of these Goa'ulds are, and they seem to, an awful lot of them seem to be on Earth. We need to spin that somehow. But the fact that they are snakes that burrow into the back of our heads and take over us, we need to figure out how to avoid that. Anybody that thinks of a solution for that one's getting a bottle of the best brandy because I'm struggling. We have lots of aliens out there that are bigger than us, stronger than us, badder than us, and actually seemingly quite like to eat us. That is something, again, is going to win you a bottle of brandy if you can figure out how to get around that one. A lot of them are dead now. There's that. But the real problem is we don't have an alien that we can stick on a lunchbox. The Asgard seem to be the closest thing to that. And, like Greys and all that, it's kind of already ingrained in our society. I think people would have accepted them. They're virtually all dead. Problem. But guys, go through all these mission logs. Try to find an alien we can stick on a lunchbox, for God's sake. If we can't sell them, People will freak out. So we need sex. Tok'ra, good start. We need something that we can turn into a teddy bear and sell. And we need something that we can normalize that people will connect to. That again, won't scare the bejesus out of everyone. Just one. Just give me one. Less of a problem is that the government lied to us for 20 years. We've kind of already sorted that because everyone kind of already knows that. So I don't think that's something we need to kind of focus on too much. The conspiracy theorists have been out there actually telling people exactly what's been going on for 20 to 30 years. And obviously we've got Wormhole Extreme, which kind of already told everybody exactly what was happening. I think we could spin that in a, yeah, we weren't telling you because we were protecting you, because of the massive danger that we've already mentioned. We might need to think of a way of avoiding that as well, that we don't want to remind people about the massive danger that we already mentioned, but in a way that allows us to say we were protecting them. Another big problem. How are the world's religions going to act to these revelations? How do we soften the blow to them? A lot of people's fundamental beliefs are going to get rocked to the core when this gets announced. How do we stop them just going crazy? A lot of them have based their entire lives on the principles that we're then going to say was actually just an alien pretending to be a god. So we're going to have to think of a way of sort of framing that in a way that allows them to still believe in the things they need to believe in while understanding what they're being told, and hopefully not too many of them will throw themselves off buildings or go on rampages or just sit in their beds for the next 2 years and not do anything. Yeah. If we can figure out at least one religion that we can get on board with this, Buddhists maybe, or something that could be the spokesperson for that, guys, again, we need a strategy for that. Start putting your thinking caps on. One religion. If we get one religion on board, maybe we can sort of mitigate the problems that's going to cause. Lastly, come on, guys, we need a face for this. We need somebody to stick on the poster. If we don't have a face, somebody that can stand up there, somebody that people can trust, then we are going to have a real problem. So obviously, one of the team from SG1 would be the most obvious for us to use. And you guys have suggested that already. But again, some of you have pointed out a few problems. So O'Neill was one of the most influential people in a lot of the early reports that we've read. He then got promoted and actually commanded the SGC for quite a while. So he would be really important. Few of you have pointed out his sarcasm might not come across well while we're trying to keep a lid on this and stop too many people from panicking. So we might have to put a pin in that. Samantha Carter is probably the next most influential person in this. She is very eloquent. She's very pretty. She'll look good on a poster. We are going to have to figure out how to sidestep questions about her blowing up stars and planets quite as often as she does. But we can try and spin that. Daniel Jackson is not a military person. He would look great on the poster, and having somebody that isn't part of the military would be really, really useful for large sections of the population that are going to be kind of freaked out that the military have been running this and handing out weapons to every planet they've come across, and the blowing up stars thing. So Daniel Jackson would be great. We're going to have a little bit of a problem in trying to explain why he's died so many times. There's going to be questions about that. If we can have an answer to those questions, that would be great. Forget Teal'c. Even though having an alien face on this, it's not Teal'c. No. As I said, guys, we need to start thinking of some positive solutions to these problems. Stop freaking out. Stop panicking. Do your jobs. Do what you're good at. We have been doing this for governments and companies for decades. They pollute a nation, kill hundreds. We focus on their profits or we spin it to make it look like it was someone else's fault. We're good at this stuff. We're really good at making a massive pile of turd look like fertilizer. So come on, let's start doing what we do best, people. Because let's be honest, guys, when we figure out how to put a positive spin on this and the government release this massive secret, you are going to have achieved something you've never achieved before. It's going to be the greatest achievement of your life. So come on, let's get excited. Let's trigger our imaginations. Let's put our heads together and start thinking some big answers to these big questions. Because this is why we got into this business. This is why you are PR people. This is why you earn the big money. So get on it, guys. You can do this. I believe in you. Come on. Somebody think of something. Please.